Welcome to Double Talk. I'm Mark Steffen.
And I'm the other side of Double Talk, Michael Mandel.
And we're here today, as you noticed, the opening key said Negroni.
We will do Negronis. These were pre-mixed. I mean, I mixed them before coming.
Now, what is a Negroni, Michael, for those who haven't seen us talk about Negronis?
Do you don't want to guess? You want to guess? It's
not a guess.
It's a famous drink from Italy. It's been around since 1920. It's one of the classic cocktails, such as a Martini, a Negroni, a Manhattan.
Mm-hmm. Old-fashioned.
Old-fashioned. I wouldn't say whiskey sour. It's not that classic. It's 1/3 gin, 1/3 Campari, which is a bitter Amaro, and 1/3 sweet vermouth. In this case, the sweet vermouth is Martini Rossi.
Martini Rossi.
Campari is
Campari.
And we're using Sipsmith gin from St. Helena. I believe it's in California.
Yeah, St. Helena. I spent the night in St. Helena once.
Well,
it's in the Napa Valley.
She lasted a long time, huh?
It's a nice place up there.
Give me your ice cubes now.
Back in June, which was Negroni month, we celebrated Negroni. Those of you might have seen the show then.
We like Negroni month.
And
it's actually Negroni week.
Michael loves to go around to bars in town and order Negroni.
And see if
and then watch the blank look on their face.
They go, what?
And then he tries to tell them how to make it, and it turns out they don't have the ingredients to make it anyway.
We did discover, and we might as well get rid of this.
Might as well just use the whole thing.
Look at this, because all these ice cubes. These were like good, solid ice cubes when we started, so.
We were sitting here under the hot lights in a TV studio.
This is a thermos that I pre-chilled, so.
And the glasses were chilled.
Yes, and the glasses were chilled. So you can imagine it's probably about, what do you say, about 120 in here?
No, but it feels like it.
Well, cheers. You should be drinking
cheers.
Negronis too.
Negroni to you. Now, it's 1/3, 3 ingredients, 1/3 of each. Pretty simple to make.
It is. You can change the proportions.
You can certainly taste the bitterness
of the Campari. Which is slightly modified by the sweetness of the sweet vermouth.
It's a sweet and sour.
Gin has a good herbal flavor. And, gin has the juniper and whatever, coriander, and helica
and the alcohol.
root.
Yeah.
Is alcohol?
Well, it's got higher alcohol content than the other items.
Yes, well, the gin is the alcohol. This gin has 41.6% alcohol.
I must say it's very refreshing to sit here and drink something cold under these hot lights.
I wish these ice cubes were more original.
Yes, it used to be, Michael, in the old days when they would shoot movies, they had much hotter lights than we have in here because the cameras,
and everything was,
the film speed wasn't that fast and the lenses weren't that fast, so they needed a lot of light, which created a lot of heat. When they wanted to do a shot of somebody eating an ice cream cone in the studio,
it was made out of what?
They couldn't use ice cream because the ice cream would melt too quickly. So they would use mashed potatoes with chocolate sauce on top. And the actor had to make it look bad. That's real acting. Making that look delicious.
I think it would be delicious.
With a cherry on top.
Chocolate sauce and
mashed potatoes.
Mashed potatoes. Everything's good with mashed potatoes. Even truffles.
Yes.
You ever have truffled mashed potatoes?
That would be
Those are good.
With garlic.
Oh yeah. We don't even need the garlic. Truffles are overwhelming. Speaking of fast.
Well, school's back in session,
And we have a thing, drive fast through those zones so you have less time to kill kids. Is that how it works?
Yeah, we'll get through it. That way the kid won't be there to be run over.
Hurry up and get through the school session, back to school.
Well, there were school zones running all summer long for some reason. There wasn't a kid in sight.
Only by you.
I went through a school zone today. There was not one child in sight. Yet we had to slow down to 15 miles an hour.
You're always pissed at regulations that don't need to be there, right?
Well, who isn't?
Well,
that doesn't mean I'm a scofflaw. No. I still have to follow them, but I resent having to follow some of these laws when there's no need to do so. I think this crossing guard, it should be the one
press the button to
who
say
turns
no.
on the flashing lights for 15 miles an hour.
Well,
because there's no need for them to be flashing if school hasn't even been released yet.
You should just do what I do, which is drive on the sidewalk behind the stoplight. You can go as fast as you want. The stoplight is not there to tell you how fast you can drive on the other side of the
But usually that's where the crossing guard sits.
Well, that's his problem.
That's why he wears
There's
the
only
yellow,
one on one
the
side.
vest.
Makes him easier to hit.
Right, so keep aware of the school zones. And there
Speed
are
up
kids
in school zones.
Even the university is in session now. It used to be
those kids are harder to hit.
Yeah, they are. They can jump quicker. Yeah. It used to be the university.
It's a week later.
It was later, but they're in session now.
They are.
So are the public schools.
Good for them. So that's one of your beefs is the school signs.
Unnecessary
blinking.
school zones.
So I was at Toucan's the other day, and I had a little basket full of fruits, of course.
A tisket, a tasket.
And put it down, and this new student was in. He had his little basket of produce or whatever he had that he was going to eat. He puts that down. He takes one of those bars and puts it between our baskets. And I turn around and I say, you know, it's pretty evident that we both have discrete baskets. And he starts taking his food out. I go, you don't have to do that. And he says, oh, I'm new here. I don't know this system. You know, life is not an app. There's no system. It's not. We're not on DOS and we're not on Macintosh OS. We're a system of logic. If somebody's got a basket, somebody else has a basket. Each person has a basket. You don't have to
That's
think
the
about
barrier.
It. So these are the people that are going to school now who need to know what the system is.
This was a college student, right?
College student. I don't know. He looked older than first year, I will say.
He's probably on the faculty. Wouldn't want to admit it.
That's true too. He was a philosophy professor. Those guys had to think.
Still lives with his parents,
Do you
no
mean
doubt.
Kierkegaardian? Anyway, pissed me off.
So, but that's an infraction. That's not something
system
that requires a death penalty, though, does it?
Let's see. Yeah, I think so.
Really?
Yeah.
Off with his head.
Yes.
Well,
what could possibly warrant you killing somebody else? Tell me that. Tell me what would make you want to kill.
Somebody's trying to kill you. I think you'd be warranted to kill them.
But you don't know if they're trying to kill you unless they kill you.
Oh, they know.
What if they were just trying to maim you?
Well, maybe
that
same thing.
Okay.
Yeah, same. So
that's the only time you can kill somebody.
That's the only time I can kill somebody legally
That's good to know.
and get away with it. But our governor wants to be able to kill somebody.
Who?
Governor Martinez wants to reinstate the death penalty. This is her knee-jerk reaction to the Hatch police officer being murdered.
Chavez. So if a cop gets killed, she wants to replace the death penalty for cop killers and child killers.
Child killers?
And she always was against, everybody's against child killers.
Well, she was a child advocate when she was a prosecutor.
Yes, that was her big thing. That's what won her the governorship, in fact. Her advocacy for that, made her famous. So lethal injection, I mean, it doesn't matter how you kill them. We can do it the good old way where we have them stampeded by horses.
Well, this is New Mexico. How about a firing squad?
I think that's good. And people from the NRA could join, and if you win the lottery,
Yes.
your name's picked out. You need about 5 people, so you don't know whose shot really killed him. So
one gun doesn't have a bullet.
Yeah, so he can go away feeling, it might not have been me.
Right. And then you televise it. I think that'll be a bigger deterrent than anything else.
And then Trump could be the MC. He'd love that.
Right, and if the firing squad misses, they're fired.
But not shot.
Right.
So it's sort of reverse Russian roulette. Russian roulette, you have only one bullet in the canisters. And in this case, one non-bullet.
One non-bullet,
so you
got a firing squad of 5.
I think your odds are worse with a firing squad.
Now,
do we have opinions on this? Oh, we're not for the death penalty. But you know what? People's emotions, and I was for the death penalty when I thought about emotions, and in this case, we pretty much know who did it. There's a lot of murder cases. You're going on DNA evidence. You're going on a lot of
thousands of people on death row have been exonerated thanks to DNA evidence.
That's true.
That prove they did not commit the crime that they were sentenced to death for.
Yes, and they got out. So, although in this case, I think we're pretty sure who killed who.
We know who did it.
Yeah.
Now,
and we want to be mean. I'm for being mean.
Well, a previous governor, 2 governors back, Gary Johnson, I don't think was for the death penalty.
No, he wasn't.
And now he's running for president on the third-party libertarian ticket.
A third party.
And so he's, if he gets, there's polls coming out starting in September. If he ranks 15% or better, he can take part in the
debates.
In the debates. And I think we should have at least 3. I would like to see the Green Party candidate in there as well.
She's pretty
far down.
Stein, she's got 5%.
Right, Gary's up to 6, maybe 8%, depending. But the official polls haven't come out yet. In September, if you get a phone call at home, say you want Gary Johnson, just so we can be in the debates.
There really is not an official poll. Different news media and different outlets have their own polls, and what they do is take a blend of them and see what's going on.
Because he may be the most intelligent of the 3 candidates.
He may not be.
And he may not be. That's what a debate is for.
Hillary's pretty smart.
Yeah, well,
we'll see how merely a governor. She was
He's the only one with executive experience, Michael.
She was the wife of a president.
Well, she was a first lady.
Yes.
Right. But Gary Johnson is the only one with, he ran a state for 2 terms. So he's the only one with executive experience.
I think Trump can make the argument that he was in an executive capacity because he made decisions. You're fired. Which he did to Paul, he didn't, Paul, Manafort, he got off the, he quit.
Yeah.
So he's not on.
Well, speaking of Trump.
Are we talking about Trump?
Well, yes, you were just talking about Trump.
Trump who?
Well, Monday night. Oh, by the way, the debate. Trump doesn't want the debates.
I don't watch football
because they've already been scheduled against Monday Night Football.
You think that'd be a bad time to schedule debates anyway? But not everybody watches Monday Night Football.
No,
people watch football probably don't care about the election.
No, a lot of Trump's constituency would be watching Monday Night Football instead of the debates. Now, we have the.
But they won't be motivated one way or the other by the debate because they're already for Trump.
You don't have to watch the debates live. You can record the debates while you watch the Monday Night Football.
You don't have to watch Monday Night Football live. You find out who's going to win next morning.
But it's the process, Michael.
The process of what? Running down somebody's yard.
Obviously,
that's
you're not a football
yard.
fan. But for those
I know that you're running down a yard, a couple of yards, hopefully 100 yards. Just to do it.
So hopefully, maybe if they can change the schedule so it's not opposite Monday Night Football or Thursday Night Football.
You know why? Nobody else wants to run against Monday Night Football. Any other station would say, I can't find somebody. Old Seinfeld's doesn't cut it.
That's right.
Yeah, we need somebody funnier than that.
How
about Donald Trump?
There's now a Trump sandwich. There's a Donald Trump sandwich.
In a deli or what?
Yes, you can order it. Here's the ingredients. Bologna.
No.
Russian dressing.
Oh, that's funny.
And it's surrounded by a wall of Mexican chips.
That might be good.
Sounds pretty decent.
Yeah, it does. So good.
If you like bologna.
Yeah.
Or, you can substitute it for ham, I guess.
Bologna and what else you say? Chips and what?
Russian
dressing.
He's tied with the Russians.
That's an interesting combination. He is tied with
the Russians, as we found out.
And Paul Manafort was paid, $12 million?
Yeah, right. The Russians
His
paid
daughter was hanging out with
off.
Putin's girlfriend. I'm just saying that because I heard about it. I'm not the authority.
And, just to be fair, there's a Bernie Sanders sandwich, too,
Yeah, what's that?
Bernie Sanders. The Bernie Sanders sandwich
is it tofu?
No, well, I don't know what's in it, but you order it and everybody else pays for it. That's pretty much how that one works.
That's maybe funny. Is that how you're going to get through
That's how the
college this
sandwich
time
works.
again?
I don't know.
You're going to have him pay for your college education? This way you get a degree that's worth something?
If the degree comes with a sandwich, I'll take it.
That'd be good. Yes. He's a good eater. He would probably still eat pastrami. He comes from Brooklyn. I mean, that's what you eat in Brooklyn. Corned beef, pastrami. Vermont, not so good maybe.
Reuben sandwich. He would eat a Reuben sandwich.
Does Reuben's have Russian dressing?
Yes, it does, doesn't it?
It does, yes. And coleslaw.
Coleslaw and sauerkraut.
Oh, yeah.
On the Russian.
You get it one way or the other. I think coleslaw is the Californian Reuben.
Oh, God. Give me
what it's called.
I'll take the sauerkraut.
No, I think we have the California Reubens with cal.
Yes. I'll take the sauerkraut. I'll take the coleslaw on the side.
No, it works good. I love sauerkraut. It's good probiotics. You should love it. It's probiotics. You don't have to eat that filthy yogurt stuff you eat. I eat yogurt all the time. I like probiotics.
Yeah,
I used to eat antibiotics. But they got too crunchy.
If you eat antibiotics, you have to take probiotics to replace.
It's a fight. It's like a civil war in your body. So your whole body is fighting against each other.
Now, just want to mention.
How much time we got? You're supposed to put the time.
I want to mention Brian Haynes before we go to the break.
Yes.
Brian Haynes was
Picture Brian Haynes.
He was the longest-serving county manager in Doñana County history.
You were friends with him.
I've been friends with him since childhood.
His childhood or your childhood?
Since both. Oh. Since we were like 6 years old.
He looks younger than you. Oh, in that picture, he was younger.
Well, he's 1 year younger than I am.
Oh, yeah, we just started getting.
And anyway, Brian Haynes died. In fact, he had to leave office because of his poor health. I really don't know exactly when he died.
He died at 61.
And he was 61?
I think so.
Oh, he's much older than I am. And anyway, to the Haynes family, all my thoughts and wishes are with you. And
as well as to the Chavez family, who lost the cop.
Who lost their police officer, yes, indeed. Now,
and now we're taking a break. We are taking a break. We have no more Negronis, so that's it. Go make your own Negroni.
Hi, I'm Cheryl Burke, and I have a confession to make. I have a serious crush on my workout. Hip, fun, and always a challenge. Jazzercise is the total package. It's the only workout that I've ever truly loved. Does it show? That's because I'm in the best shape of my life. What a difference Jazzercise makes. When's the last time your workout swept you off your feet? Find a class near you at jazzercise.com.
Celebrate, celebrate, Fiesta Motors.
Come and see us today and discover why our service is second to none. In business for over 17 years, we have the right car for you. When you buy a vehicle from Fiesta Motors, we do everything possible to ensure your satisfaction. Located at the corner of El Paseo and Main. See you there.
Celebrate, Fiesta Motors, where buying a car is always a celebration.
We're back. This is Double Talk. It's our Negroni show right here on the Las Cruces channel.
Welcome to the Michael Mandel show. I mean the Mark Steffen show.
Co-starring Mark Steffen.
Yes, we're both here. We're both drinking Negronis.
Every week we're here.
As we did. I drink Negronis a lot. You know, there's a lot of variations on Negronis.
Yep.
You could switch off Campari for Aperol or any other Amaro.
Amaro.
There's a million Amaros, and you could use many different types of sweet vermouth.
Well, a lot of people don't know what an Amaro is, and I was
That's
unfamiliar
true.
with them until recently.
Because and things should stay that way. Some things people should not know.
You elitist snob.
Nobody really knows any Amaro. They don't talk about they put herbs in it. It's sort of an aperitif, a wine-based alcohol, but it's fortified, and most of them are over 20% alcohol, and they have lots of different herbs. Sort of like vermouth. Vermouth is just a sweet, enriched wine.
Why? Now, but I know if we were to walk into Walgreens and ask the clerk in the liquor department, where are your Amaros? They would not know
Nobody
what we're talking
knows that.
about.
Nobody knows that.
Well, who does know? How do you go find
Nobody
them?
knows that. You know who knows it? The guy up in it's not Jubilation in Albuquerque. Those guys have lots of Amaros, and they are versed. In fact, the guy would give me the history of the family who created it. Many Amaros were made in the 1800s.
That's
in the
Italian,
beginning.
right?
Yeah.
Now, what about Specs in El Paso? Do they know what an Amaro is?
No, because they have regular people who maybe want to learn about it. In fact, I once ordered a vermouth there, Capano Antica, which is an old Antica. It's old.
Yes,
It's
Antica.
yes. Anyway, it's a good vanilla vermouth, and I asked them about it. They had no idea. I ordered it, and they said they'd order it, and I'd go back month after month,
They still don't
and
have
they
it.
didn't have it. And I even asked Peter Shotwell, hi Peter, to ask them for it, and they said no, they didn't get it in. And I went in the next week, and I looked in the vermouth section. They had 6 bottles in boxes in their vermouth section, which might have been there for like
whole
3
time.
months, and they didn't know about it. And every time I go there, there's one less.
So you better get them.
No, I buy one.
Okay. Oh, you buy them. You're the one.
That's how you do it.
You're the one. No.
Anyway, yes.
Some people, drink to ease the pain they have.
They do.
Other people smoke marijuana to ease the pains they have.
Yes.
And to ameliorate other
Problems?
Problems.
Psychological?
not so psychological, but health problems that doctors have prescribed the marijuana for. In this state, you can get medical marijuana. Up on Telshore, there's a dispensary for it.
And in Doniana, I heard. Did you hear about that? In Doniana,
Uh-huh.
the little town.
Yes.
We're named after it.
If you have a prescription,
They're
and-
backed up on
and
prescription.
you're
Are we going
not
to talk about how
the
they're
right
backed
way,
up?
you can
And
get
you
in.
say, Emilio sent me. Tell that.
And so you can get your medical marijuana.
Are we going to talk about the border cross?
Well, yeah. Well, that's one of the problems that we have here in New Mexico because
It's legal.
we have medical
medical.
marijuana, but it's a
We have-
state-sanctioned thing. The U.S. government has not sanctioned medical marijuana.
Federal government has those guards at the,
So if you go to the
Borders.
Border Patrol checkpoint, which we have all over southern New Mexico,
not on the border, but within 100 miles of the border.
yes, and you can't leave in 3 directions. You run into a Border Patrol checkpoint when you leave Las Cruces.
So apparently there's a guy from Deming who takes medical marijuana, and
He probably has to come here to get it
probably
because you can't get it in Deming.
You could if you get it illegally.
You can get meth in Deming. But
Yeah,
you,
yeah,
you
that's
can't get medical marijuana based on your prescription
You can make your own
in Deming, but
yeah.
you can get it in Las Cruces.
So he has to come back and forth
Or El
each
Paso.
time, and he's always stopped, and He wants to put an end to it because
If
they
the-
probably confiscate his marijuana.
If they bring the dogs out, dogs will sniff his marijuana.
Obviously.
He says, well, but I have a prescription for it.
And there you go.
But the federal government does not recognize medical
That.
marijuana.
So the judge said, well, too bad.
Too bad to whom?
Too bad to the guy. The feds have to. Feds win in this case.
So so is he under indictment? Is he charged?
I think.
Or
No,
did
I
they
think they just
confiscate it?
confiscated. We had. Well, friends of ours had friends. See, I doubly insulate myself here. They had medical marijuana, or they're from Colorado, but they had medical marijuana license before it became a novelty drug in Colorado, and they had a license for it. And our friends were following them to Silver City up 25 the weird way, and they got stopped and they confiscated their medical marijuana. And the guy apparently couldn't take the pressure of whatever he had, so they had to drink a lot in Silver City.
To calm down.
Calm down.
Then he had to go out on the street and find some kid with
You know,
pot.
medical marijuana is also coming in this oil form where people who have pain, you rub it wherever your pain is.
it's
And it's
analgesic.
good for migraines,
Yes.
so you could use it for
Yes.
that.
Meanwhile, we've had medical morphine for years. That hasn't been a problem.
No, and we've had antibiotics for years. That hasn't been a problem.
Well, actually, it is the problem.
Well, it is.
Because
Physically.
antibiotics are starting not to work so well. They screw up people's flora and fauna and their intestinal tracts.
So always eat your yogurt
Yes.
and sauerkraut. All right. Well,
So, and
medical
then a lot of people
marijuana.
who smoke marijuana like to go gaming. They sit at home, they smoke a joint, and they game.
What is gaming anyway? I mean, what is game? Does that
Video
betting-
gaming.
Betting? Video
Video
gaming?
gaming. There's all these video games now available, you know.
So, they have movies of videos of people playing games on TV
Yeah.
or on your YouTube, and people watch videos of people playing games.
Playing videos. Yeah, and
This is why, doing a show that makes commentary is getting to be ridiculous at this point. I mean,
well,
we're doing a lot of ridiculous
this
things.
weekend there's a big gaming convention
Where would that be?
going on over at the convention center.
Oh, is that what they call that? Oh, man, are they going to set up a bunch of windows? And so you have 50 million people in one room, and they're all playing games, and you try to talk to them, and you say, sir, can you get you a drink? They go, I'm busy.
Well, it's not just about
They
playing
eat
games.
chips.
There will be vendors selling the games,
We should go
demonstrating
there.
new
Should
games.
we go there? We should go there.
We should go there. We'll
Oh,
take
it would be today, wouldn't it?
today and tomorrow, I believe. Maybe it's just today. I have to work today.
I can only take one more day. One day of watching gaming. So that's going to be fun. We figure out what it is. Next week, we could report on it. Same way we did at Comic-Con. That was a good show.
We went to Comic-Con with a camera. We'll take it, if we can, we'll take a camera to the convention
Yes.
for gaming and report back with that.
Also, this week, we talk about, we have Facebook. You forgot about that.
This is a Facebook seminar coming up.
Our state is vying to get a Facebook center in Los Lunas. So the important thing about it is we can give them good green electricity from either wind or solar.
What happened to the coal electricity that we all use?
We got to use that. You could change your electricity. You've gotten those things in the mail that say you can change your electricity to say, I only want the good stuff.
Well, we used to get our
It's all the same. It's electricity.
we used to get our electricity from the Palos Verdes nuclear plant outside of Phoenix.
Nuclear energy is good. It invented Spider-Man. So it's good. Not only is Facebook we're trying to get the Facebook spaceport. We're trying to get the Facebook company to locate here in our state, but this
For jobs. It'll provide
this
jobs.
Thursday down at the convention center once again, there's a free seminar starting at 10 a.m. I don't know if any of you get up that early, or you'd have to get up an hour earlier and then brush your teeth and go over. So you can learn how to increase your business. Our producer needs to learn how to increase his business because Facebook is the place to do it.
It seems that's one of the places to do it.
What's the other place?
Well, there's Twitter, there's
Instagram.
the other Instagram.
Instagram, Playmate,
What's that photograph one? The other
Snapchat. And there's also the app that's used when you go to a supermarket to figure out what the system is. It's called a cash register. And then you separate your food from the other person by keeping it in a basket. That's the system there.
Okay.
So that's one of those things. What's next?
Comment.
Free show.
Free stand-up comedy.
Actually,
Tonight.
And
Today
today
and
at
tonight.
3 o'clock. 3 o'clock and 7 o'clock at the Rio Grande Theater.
Comic Tony Baker.
He is doing something called Scaredy Cats. The way he's making money on this, he's videotaping it. He went to NMSU, so he's familiar with this area. He's using the theater, Rio Grande Theater, to videotape his stand-up show, and he will be selling it to some network. So he will make money off it. You guys don't have to feel guilty about going to a free show.
And the money is to be donated to
what?
downed officers in Dallas.
In
other
Dallas?
places.
Oh,
yes.
other places.
Yes, and he was a finalist, or not a finalist, he was a contestant on Last Comic Standing.
So were you, weren't you?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Maybe. What else is happening? Oh, Tashiro Road was going to be renamed Jim Brady Senior Road.
Jim Brady Road, but
It was knocked off because Tashiro was here before, and Tashiro owned all that land.
he owned all that land. Plus,
He was a farmer.
our mayor is of Japanese descent. The Tashiros are the only Japanese people to have a street named after them in Las Cruces. So they decided it wouldn't be
Fair to have.
right to change the name from Tashiro to Brady. But you know what? They could change. There's a street called Mayfield Lane.
We should do that.
They should, because there's already Mayfield Road. I live right off of it.
Yes, but
Might as well change Mayfield Lane to Tom Brady Lane.
no,
It's right next to Mayfield High School.
No, let's call it Martin Luther.
Called what?
Martin Luther King Road.
Called what? That Tashiro?
No, Mayfair. Mayfield Lane. Call it Martin Luther. Because it starts with an M. You don't have to change that many things. Oh, look at that. That's a spaceport. What's happening at spaceport? Oh, we're still looking for a new chief executive officer because the woman, what's her name? I got it here. Someplace. Everybody knows it.
She writes an article in the
Christine
News every
Anderson is getting a new job after about almost 5 years. So we need somebody new. So if Mark's not applying, the field's wide open.
Well,
Go apply. The other job that's open is our city manager job. Our half Japanese mayor just opened up a second wave of applicants for September.
so they're still interviewing.
Movies in the park.
Michael, are you interested?
No, that's like work.
I know, it is work.
You can't
But it's
sit there and drink
$140,000 a year,
Well, I'd rather drink Negroni.
plus benefits.
Well,
You
that's
can
good.
still drink
Movies
better.
in the park. San Andreas Fault or San Andreas.
San Andreas.
We think with
It's
Dwayne
not your
Johnson.
fault.
You might. It's not my fault. It's Dwayne Johnson's.
It's an earthquake
fault.
disaster movie.
He's the Rock. And then Music in the Park, once again, Sunday in Young Park.
Young Park?
Don't go to the other park because it's in Young Park. 2 groups. We don't know the names. We've been going there for a couple of weeks on end. It's always good.
It's
Bring
always
a picnic.
fun. It's nice.
Yeah.
It's nice.
The weather's
nice
good.
and cool.
And then we are sponsored by Gonzalez, and they will sponsor your cactus. If you have an estimate done by Gonzalez Landscaping,
You get a free cactus.
you get a $25 cactus.
Gonzalez
That's got to be a big
Landscaping.
hunking cactus for $25.
Well, it's going to grow into a bigger one. Also, by the way, if there is a hair salon out there that would like to do Michael and my hair for the show,
Or just Mark's.
in
It's okay.
exchange for promotional consideration on this show, we're on worldwide on YouTube, besides here on Comcast Channel 98.
And it'll be just like the news channels in El Paso. They get
Right.
their name comes up just like your name comes up there.
That's right, Michael Michael's hair by...
And if your ad was here, you'd have less of us talking here at the end. So your name would come up, and we'd plaster you all over the video.
Anyway, thanks for joining us here on our Negroni show. We'll see you next week,
So the-
right here on Double Talk.